my book was able to connect to MK Ultra was the Milgram experiment. The Milgram experiment was, as many of you know, was an experiment that was part of this program. It was conducted by a young associate professor at Yale University who recruited about 70 people from every walk of life, blacks, whites, teachers, students, business people, laborers. And he would put the subjects on a chair in one room, and they had a dial on the table in front of them. And they were told that that dial was applying a shock, an electric shock, to a subject who sat in the other room, who was actually a Confederate of Dr. Milgram. He was an actor, but he pretended to be tied to a chair. And when the electricity went up, he would scream. He would see what level it was and scream appropriately and struggle and plead and beg and cry. And many of the subjects, when they were told to do it, Dr. Milgram would stand behind them with his white lab uniform on and all the, or the iconography of authority, of medical authority. He'd stand behind them and he'd say, turn it up, turn it down, turn it higher, turn it down, turn it higher. Many of the subjects were weeping. They were pleading with him, don't make me turn it up more. And when he told them to turn it up, they did so anyway. And 67% of the people, the subjects who he recruited, turned it up to 250 volts where it was marked potentially fatal. So and what Milgram concluded is that most people, 67% of the people, will allow people in authority to overwhelm and subvert their most closely held values. They all knew it was wrong, but they did it because they were told to do it. The good news is that 33% of those people stood up and walked out of the room.